Welcome to our latest St J's monthly supplement. I trust that you're COVID-free and that this week's return to school has gone well. It's always great to have you with us. If you happen to be new or visiting us for the very first time, can I extend a special warm welcome to you? This month we'll be hearing from Sarah about the After School Club, from Rob about our children's ministries, from one of our mission partners, and of course some testimonies from you.
At Soul Kids in October, we started a new series called The Rock. Firstly, we learned that Jesus called Peter. He was a fisherman until he chose to follow Jesus. You know, Jesus can use anybody to do great things for him, which we will see over the coming weeks as we follow Peter's life.
Through play, children build relationships, understanding of the world and their imagination. They learn to problem solve and express themselves. At Club we celebrate and nurture each child's unique gifting. We have budding creatives, sports people, geographers, engineers, carers. Every child brings something special.
We are creative. We are active. We are makers. We are learning.
morning, St John's. My name's Lucy, and just this month I started working at the Hive Community Centre as the manager. I've lived in the village for almost 25 years now, and I've got a real heart for the people of the village. I've been involved with many different kind of projects with my own church. I worship with the Methodists on the High Street, and I've organised other various community events, including the recent yard trail, which I love. I think is a really nice community event. My role at the Hive, there's a couple of things I'm hoping to be doing at the Hive. So it's an amazing building. I'm lucky I've come in at a really great time. All the really hard work behind the scenes has already happened, and the great management team have already got the Hive to where it is today. It's an amazing building and a real asset to the village, so I'd recommend, if you haven't already come and had a look around, do pop in, and I'd be more than happy to show you the facilities on offer. So part of my role is going to be ensuring that the Hive becomes self-sustaining and can be here for the long term. So that means making sure that it's going to be financially viable. Now that will include making sure that we get the rooms being used and the rooms are being let out. Now I want to make sure that the rooms can be let out not just to anybody, but particularly to those services and organisations that will be able to benefit the people of Peacedown and the surrounding communities. And I've got some ideas of where that might be, so I just definitely keep an eye. Over the next 6-12 months there'll be lots of exciting things happening, hopefully. I would strongly encourage you, if you to come along to the open day later this month as well. There'd be a great opportunity to look around if you haven't already. And I would love to know from you if you've got any ideas of your own that you think people in the village may be able to make use of the centre, or if there are different kind of groups, or if you've got any particular skills of your own that you feel may well be useful to the centre. Please come and introduce yourself, and we're always looking for volunteers, so that'd be great to see you. But in the meantime, could I just ask you please just to continue to pray for the Hive Community Centre and for myself as we begin this exciting next step in the journey of the Hive. And in particular, I just pray for the vision to be open to following God's word, and also just to have that heart for Jesus' heart for the people of the village. If I've got that, hopefully I won't go too far wrong. I look forward to meeting you, and thank you for your support so far.
This is a psalm written for COP 26. The streams turned to rivers, and the rivers flowed into the sea. There were fish in the sea, and wheat in the fields. The rains came, and the sun shone, and it was as it should be. What was God thinking, I wonder, as man began to plunder his great creation, and clumsy machines puffed poison in the air? Have they come to their senses and paused a moment to wonder at this beauty? Will the avarice and fear be calmed by love and compassion in a bustling Scottish city 2,000 years down the line?
As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset by many things, but few things are needed, indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." Welcome to my home. If you come through my front door, I hope you find it a place where you can relax and be yourself. my wife Joy and I try to keep it like this, so that it's welcoming both for us and for you when you come to visit us. We use the phrase, holding up the sky, so that people have space to live underneath it. Martha welcomes Jesus to her home. She knows about hospitality, the welcome, the blessing in the name of the Lord of the one who comes, refreshment, news, encouragement, affirmation, goodwill, and afterwards the sending on the way with blessing. She welcomes Jesus and Simon and Andrew and James and John and Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew, and James, Ben Alphaeus and Thaddeus, the other Simon and Judas. And Martha's sister Mary is here already, and their brother Lazarus. And everyone mills around, and Martha settles them down while she gets refreshments. And Jesus begins to talk in that captivating way of his. He holds up the sky for them so that they have space to live, and their hearts and minds are refreshed and enlarged. And his companions listen to him, and Mary, Martha's sister, listens as well. She is lost in his words. Wonderful. Martha and her home are a welcome comfort for Jesus and his friends, and Jesus is a welcome comfort for her household and her guests. Wonderful. And then it begins to unravel a bit. Martha, the starting point of the whole happy story, becomes the starting point of a sad story. How does this happen? It often does, mind you. The people who are meant to be the biggest source of pleasure become the source of a problem at the heart of things. It's very common. But that doesn't stop it being daylight robbery. The best of life is stolen away from under our noses. The loss of God's good gift of a fulfilling life. What does Jesus do? He makes sure the sky does not come crashing down on Mary so that her dreams are crushed. He is quick and accurate with his words. It comes out of years of wanting to make people's lives better. But what about Martha? He doesn't rebuke her, although she learns sharp lessons. We read later in the story that all is well, and everyone is living under a wide, high sky again, the way their Father in heaven means them to.
Hi, for those of you who don't know my name's Shawla, and I'm really pleased to be with you here today for collective worship. Now, I wonder if anyone can remember what the school value is this term. Yes, that's right, it's respect. And I know that Rob was speaking to you last week about that and how we respect other people. Now, one day the boy gets to thinking, maybe if I didn't have my dad around telling me what's good for me all the time, I'd be happier. He's spoiling my fun, he thinks. Does my dad really want me to be happy? So I hope you enjoyed singing that song. As I say, I always love a bit when we say you and you and you and you, and we remind everybody that they're loved and that they're special.
So last Saturday we had our second Inside Out social, and we had a variety of folk turn up. We had hot chocolate with whippy cream and marshmallows and lots of chocolate, and played a crazy game called Balzac, where you have to balance these little pieces of wood on top of a central piece and try not to be the person that makes it all fall down, because if it all falls down, the previous person gets the point. So Kes was the winner, outstanding, and as always on this game. But we did enjoy it and we did have fun, and we had some good chats, and we're looking forward to our next Inside Out Social, which in November will be Christmas crafts. So we're hoping that people will sign up for Christmas crafts on the booking form that Rob Lavier will be putting out. So yeah, watch this space.
Hi church family, Sarah here. I wanted to share with you about a presentation of my certificate for the Pioneer Mission course, which I completed in 2020. So on Saturday I went to the Guildhall with all the other students from the first cohort of Pioneer Mission Certificate trainees and the second group, because we hadn't been able to have our presentation because of lockdown. So I was presented with my certificate, which I'm really proud of. It was a really wonderful course. I got to learn so much about all sorts of different aspects and ways of people doing mission, and this was just such a growing time for me. The course was a very, very deeply personal growing time, and now I kind of feel like I'm in a place where some of the learning is going to be used within the community. So what I'm hoping to do over the next couple of years is build up to put on an art exhibition. I want to build on a creative community, and I want it to be the knowledge that people's gifting within creativity is really precious and really important and should be celebrated. So over time there's going to be this kind of working toward an exhibition, but within that working toward the exhibition I'm hoping there's lots of different pockets of things that will be happening, just as God leads. So exciting times, and I just wanted to share with you that.
So we are just wrapping it up for Lighting Up Church in Wellow. So it's Sunday evening, Halloween, and it's been a really brilliant event. Thank you for everyone who prayed about it or thought about it. So despite the wind and the rain, it's been really successful. We've had probably more than 100 people come in through the church door, young and older, and just offering some hospitality and some candle lights that we've lit at the front of the church for prayers for people, just to offer thanks and remembrance, and it's been really great. And let's bring it on and do it again next year.
Thank you for being with us. It's always a delight to see you. I trust you enjoyed our latest programme, and can I please continue to encourage you to send material in for our next programme, which will be aired on Sunday the 5th of December.